Okay, welcome to the unfolding. What I have here, the first batch didn't go through very well. The recording did not work very well at all. But here, anyway, is the second one. Some of these have come undone just in the rinse that the washing machine does. After I've dyed them and they've batched, I rinse the excess out while they're still tied in the washing machine. And then I untie them once all of the soda ash has been removed. That's the fixer for the dye. And then it goes into this soaking liquid, which helps leach out all of the rest of the excess dye. So here is one. Very nice. I did the zigzag tiger stripes. I've been experimenting with those and I like them a lot. I think they're really cool. Okay. Let's see. Here's a black and white one. Oh, what's this? Oh, I think this is just black and white. Yes. So right in the middle here, there should be black and white stripes. So we shall see. It takes a little bit sometimes to get all of the rubber bands off, of course, because if the rubber bands come off, then the dyes don't go where you want them to go. Sometimes the rubber bands just come off in the washing machine, and you know, that's fine. I did have to just scoop a whole bunch out of the bottom, but that's all right. I'll get these other guys off. And now this is not just plain water that I'm going to be soaking them in here to leach out the excess. There's a little bit of Dawn detergent and some other stuff that I'm using to leach out the excess. And it works really well. You have to kind of leave it in there overnight at least. But okay, let's see. We saw the edges, and here is where it was. Here is where it was rubber banded in the middle. Look at that. How cool is that, huh? I call that a caterpillar. I'm liking it. That looks great. Isn't it interesting? I don't know why there's this red here. Oh, that's from, whoa, what is that from? I don't think it's from the marker I was using to mark out the lines, because I used the blue one. So that's a bit of a mystery. We shall see. Okay, oh, this is big. What's this? It's a nice large t-shirt. Oh yes, I did a chaos fold, but I did it with greens instead of just black, and a few little spirals here and there, because I wanted it to be kind of like my galaxies. So you've got a couple of spiral arm thingies here and there, and it's random, but it's not so random. And usually I just do it all with the black over the top, but I really liked it with the green as well. So that's a nice one. Happy with that. Oh, okay, this is the one that I had. I'm going to do that one last because I'm going to need to take pictures of that. Well, no, I'll do it now, and then I'll just also take pictures. This is the one that looked like the pancake with all these little diddly bits sticking up that I posted pictures of. So, as you can see, the rubber bands have been tossed hither and yon. That's a little tangled. So I'll get those off. This is one of the new outfits that I've been working with. It's a festival dress. So it should be really, really, really cool. These are supposed to be flowers spaced along the outside, the bottom of the hem. Oh goodness. Oh, there's one. Woohoo! Be free. I don't like to cut the rubber bands. I find that wasteful. Because I can reuse these over and over and over again until they actually fail. And I do prefer to do that. Because cutting them off, while very convenient, is really not something I'm comfortable doing. Although this is pretty tangled. Oh boy. So the idea behind this one, was supposed to be flower, flower, butterfly, and then another flower, and the background is a combination of blues and whites and greens and yellows, sort of gardeny, and the top of the dress is going to be more with the blues, because I wanted it to kind of look like the sky, sort of. It's, you know, it's all very artistic and odd. You never know quite what you're going to get, but that's part of the charm. This is a bit more elaborate than I wanted to get for the reveal here, but you get an idea of what the dyers go through to bring these to you. Now, where is that? Aha! Let's see if that works. It's easier to undo these. Aha! See? Before before they get all tangled in the washing machine. But then, of course, you risk the colors touching each other before the soda ash has been rinsed out, and then that will mean that you get transfer of color where you don't want it. Hey, here we go, getting close. So, I think that's all the rubber bands. So here's the top of the dress, which is elastic, shirred very nicely. I always tie them inside out. So that's the butterfly, so I'm going to save that for last. Here's a flower, and because it's doubled up, we should be able to have that flower. Is it doubled? No, it'll be individual. Just one at a time. This is my sinew. That's really only one use, but ooh. And these, I'm using them as flowers, but they're technically called Ron stars, after the man who taught them to me. His name is Ron Davis. Hi, kitty. And he's from Arkansas, and he has been so kind and so generous with his mentoring and his patience and his advice. He's just the most wonderful guy. I hope one day to meet him in person. But yeah, he's really awesome. So these flowers are all going to look a little different, because of course they do. This is always one of a kind. The sinew is a nylon, I believe it is, that's been coated in beeswax, and that allows you to get a nice good resist because of the wax, and the tighter you pull it, the more compressed that area of the fabric is, and so the liquid is not able to get into it, and it's quite an elaborate fold. There. Let me do it in halves, so let me spread this one out so you can see it. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. All right. Oh, there's another flower, and then we'll do the butterfly. Okay. And then later on, when this is dry and I can get a good shot of it in with a camera instead of my iPad, then we will get a picture of the whole thing together. But oh, look at that. That is pretty nice, I gotta say. I'm pretty happy with that. If you see Ron's work, you can see how he's completely mastered this design, because this is really good, but it's not as good as Ron's. Ron's his mastery is something that a lot of the international tie-dye community really admires. So we have one flower, two flower, three flower, four flower, and here's the butterfly. Let's see what happens. Usually I stitch these, and this was just tied, so we'll see what happens. It's a little less precise. Oh, that worked out okay. that worked out okay. For not stitching, I'm really happy with that. It's cute. It's very cute. So, and this can be worn as a dress with this up top. The ties are all hideable, so you can also use it as a skirt. And you may have noticed the handkerchief bottom. So it drapes really nicely, and there's a lot of fabric here, so it spreads, it's very swirly. So that's going to be a nice one. I'm looking forward to the pictures of that one. All right, put that in there. You'll notice the water is starting to gray up a little bit. You can see the excess dye is coming out. Now it's already been through 3 rinse cycles, so it's a lot of dye, really. Okay, what's this? Oh, okay. So this is a pair of gaucho pants. This is the first one I've done.